Om Shanti. With the speciality of unity and faith, become full of success. Brahmin family. Bab Dada wants every child to be seated on the seat of a stable and elevated stage, to be in solitude, to be bodiless, to be one who establishes unity, to belong to the One, and to be an incarnation of economy. Understand the ideas of one another and give everyone regard, while signaling one another. Have an exchange of ideas and reveal the power of the gathering among yourselves. The power of this unity in your gathering will be instrumental in bringing the whole Brahmin family together in a gathering. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Welcome to Avyakt Parivar. Today is day 28 with the speciality of unity and faith become full of success. Today's topic Brahmin family. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti. Good effort maker is always incognito, and that soul will never have the thought that everyone should know, I should be recognized. And so accumulation of power, accumulation of virtues. Even in Lokik world, someone has a lot of treasure. Most of people will want that nobody should know about it. But there are some, they talk about it a lot, right? So at the right time, Baba has a record of everything, right? Actually, in path of bhakti, they used to believe, like yesterday, day before, Baba said everyone's image of angel or perfection is in subtle regions. In path of bhakti, used to believe that everyone has a big book mm, in front of Supreme Judge. So as you keep doing, they keep writing. They keep doing so that your calculation, mm, your karmic account of good, bad, whatever is recorded. But we know that it's not, we need a book. Our sanskars itself is a book. Everything is written. Mm. There is a saying, you can escape law but not your mind. Mm. कानून से बच सकते हो पर अपने मन से नहीं, क्योंकि वो मन में संकल्प चलते रहेंगे, कितना भी आप कहेंगे नहीं, तुझे नहीं सोचना है, पर चलते रहेंगे, क्योंकि जो भी कर्म किया जाता है उसके संस्कार भी बनते हैं और संकल्प भी आते हैं। तो इसलिए what we have to do is very incognito. Do your tapasya, dharana, and internally just remain close with Baba and keep the aim that I have to be example. I have to be a sample so that Baba can always take me. So there are two types of effort maker. One, those who are incognito, they quietly increase their remembrance, do seva. Some get known and some don't. But I always feel that a good effort maker is always incognito. Because then you, in solitude, wherever you are, so this way you are also becoming conqueror of Maya. You are also accumulating all the treasures. Your churning will be very good. Even your yoga will be consistent. So somewhere it's always kind of like one thing I notice, must be everywhere, but here a lot, a photograph, right? I can't believe how much everyone feels my photo should come, my photo. And there are people who know where to stand for photo. They always, I always notice they find the spot, right? And there are some, it's all right. So there are different people, and we shouldn't, be affected by or influenced by any company. You do it, you must do too. This is good, you must do no. It's your own uh, to create good sanskars, good manners, right? Because every little thing we do creates a record. And then everyone talks about the action you do. So I think that incognito, consistent, natural, good effort maker. Because that kind of life, Brahmin life, is very relaxed, very easy. But if you have other type of sanskars, then there will be lot of upheavals, there will be lot of differences, and so always remember that I have to keep my own register my own chart, and in drama and with Baba, there is the record, right? Anytime anything happen, go back to record, right? So our record should be very good. So Baba is talking about Brahmin family. So if each one of you, each one of us make incognito effort so that those vibrations, that power will help the Brahmin family. There are many those who get very attracted by incognito effort maker because they see them very stable, very cheerful. Everyone observes it, right? So Baba is saying that Bab Dada wants every child to be seated on the seat of a stable and elevated stage. It's only when you have elevated stage you can be stable, right? It's both ways. Seated on elevated stage and to be in solitude. Because they will always find, if there is too much going on, they always find a spot to be in solitude. So what they do in solitude? Bodiless stage. Because bodiless practice can only be in solitude, right? So Baba says to be in solitude, to be bodiless, and to be one who stabilize, Baba says, establishes unity, to belong to one and to be an incarnation of economy. Baba says, understand the ideas of each another, understand the ideas of each another, and Baba says that have everyone regard, have for everyone regard. Baba says that while signaling, giving signal, understanding each other's signals. Sometimes you say it, still they don't understand, right? So that's the quality we have to understand the signals. So what we read every day is Avyakt Babdada signals. It's a very uh, attractive topic that Babdada is giving us signal. So Baba says that signaling one another have a have exchange of ideas. Because if you keep in your mind a lot of things, you won't be able to remember Baba. To share with that person and clear it. And Baba says, reveal the power of the gathering by sharing with each other. Reveal the power of gathering, Baba says, amongst yourself. the power of this, so all this is happening, all the qualities ultimately change in power. No? Unity is a quality, but unity also is power. Tolerance is virtue, but tolerance also is power. So Baba said this will create unity in your gathering and will be instrumental in bringing the whole Brahmin family together in the gathering. It does happen when you have 12,000 Brahmins sitting in Diamond Hall, when there is traffic control or Baba is about to come. It's like as if there is no one in the hall. There was a guest from some foreign country. So when Baba came and so he looked at the back. The hall was packed in the gallery too. He couldn't believe that there are so many and the quality of silence which was there. Because everyone is waiting for Baba to come to take the drishti from Baba. Everyone is so focused. And he was so impressed. He said, I have been to many big gatherings, but no silence like this. So whatever we all practice, it becomes power, and power in the gathering definitely brings attention, and Baba is revealed to that, right? So everyone has to list of 4, 5 virtues and create a stable state. Om.
Om Shanti Didi. Good morning, everyone. Good evening, wherever you are. This is transmitted to the whole world. So, good morning, good afternoon, good morning, world. I was thinking when you were remembering.
Can you say a few words about yourself?
Pardon?
Few words about yourself.
My name is Brother Ken. I was born in the physical world in Australia, but many years ago, Baba sent me to Brazil. And
so you were in England when you got
I came into Gyan in London in 1975, so 51 years.
How many?
51. And after a few months, I went back to Australia and I started a centre in Sydney, which is the place I was born. And then after a few years, Didi asked me to go to Brazil. Actually, it was an invitation for 3 months, and I ended up staying there until now. And from there, we got service started in all of the South America anyway, and also in Portugal. So we started things from there. And Baba keeps me busy there as well. But also, we've been here these last few days. Yesterday, a very big retreat of more than 500 people from all over the world, more than 100 countries, more than 100 countries finished yesterday. Actually, there's a small celebration this morning also. But people, the feeling of unity in the family was so strong, so strong. So all of these points that you've been giving about people being lighter in their efforts maybe and easier on themselves and easier with others, it really makes a lot of power in the gathering. So that's what we noticed. You were saying about how they have this idea that there's a book of our sins. And that idea actually is also there in Christianity. The Egyptians, when the idea of the supreme judge for the Egyptian tradition was you'd go in front of the judge and they would weigh your heart. And if your heart was heavier than a feather, you didn't go to heaven. You went the other way. So
because if heart is heavy,
if the heart is heavy, you don't make it into heaven. And very interesting because the idea of effort, at least when a Westerner hears the word effort, it sounds something really difficult,
labor,
a bit of work, like you're carrying some weight. But the word Purushat doesn't give that idea. So how can we understand naturally about doing such an effort, especially I think for everyone, the biggest test is actually the Brahmin family. You know, with especially the Brahmins in the place where you live and you do service. They are the ones that will test you. We don't have big tests with Lokik people, but with Brahmins, yes. So how can we keep light and that natural, easy effort in the gathering? That's the question.
many different things, but one thing I always see that it's one drama and we all are actors. And we don't expect two actors to be same. We don't generally, because if there are two Rama and two Rama, it won't be drama. So actors, different actors, different role to play. So different costumes, different dialogue, everything is different. So if we have that concept of different, but then they play all together, it's called a drama. We don't say dramas, right? We say one drama. So same is, it's a kind of awareness we have to create that everyone is different. And then, while ascending, let's say one of the quality of effort is ascending. While ascending, some go out of breath very soon. Some keep going on, they're still better, right? But when I look at someone going out of breath, or in other words, getting disheartened, so from time to time, it does happen that Brahmins face less enthusiasm or tired, and at that time, instead of see how you can help, whether through there are many recently someone came from a country where there was war and is still continuing. And they say that when we speak or they listen to Avyakt Parivar, they get a lot of strength. They feel, very light and all that. I don't know. I like big family because a lot of learning happen in big family. I don't know if it's a lot of test in Brahmin family. It depends, some feel that way. But I feel that we are very organized family. We all are very loving family. We all are family of yogis. We are family of angels. So if there is this love within the family, even if there are differences, which sometimes are very good, but some are able to deal with differences in a natural way, for some is more difficult. There was a time in New York, I go here, means in Madhuban or Peace Village. So after class, we will sit together. We were 7, 8 of us, or 13. And then we plan on what we're going to eat today. So someone said, oh, I love to have this, I love to have. So I will smile. I said, to one person, write all 7. You have menu for 7 days. But whenever I say this, other one always says something. So now the clashes are rising. My idea should have been accepted. And I say everyone's idea is accepted, but may not be today. So one time I asked Dadi Janki that wherever we go, and especially to big places, they have certain needs. Mm. They will say, Sister Mohini, we need 100 chairs, or we need. So I didn't like it. And Dadi Janki said, never say no. I said, but it's not practical. She said, never say no, and just say yes at the right time, you will get it. And I learned it not to say no to anyone. We say, okay, we definitely will get it done, but you might have to wait for a while and you will still get it. So it's like from Dadis we learn. Sometimes you people demanding on you, they try to put pressure on you, but don't take it like, you should learn to deal with everything because you are the master of the world and it's our family. In Lokik family too, no, 4, 5 brothers, sisters. One is quarrelsome, one is quiet, one is, but we live together. So I find watching everyone very interesting. Like you watch the role of others, but you play your role. That's the problem. We start trying to start someone else's role, you know. So if we observe, which we do generally in any drama, cinema or anything, but you don't play that part because you are doing it, I get, oh, maybe I should do this. I always say, no one can play anyone's role. It's like nobody can take my fortune. You have your fortune, I have mine. So I never feel insecure too. So a lot of people are always, when I was, few years ago, this soul wants to be, in what I am doing. I am very happy. I said, you do this so that I can do something more because I had been doing this. But some they want to hold it to whatever they are. So I think certain things we have to learn, have love for everyone. And this way you can also, as Brother Ken said, will be very light and no one will be for you cause of Maya. No, somebody
Yeah.
says this one is always Maya for me. Nobody is Maya for me. They are my friends, they are my brothers, sisters, and
Didi,
everyone has speciality.
one of the points in the extract of the Morley that was read just now was that we have to treat Maya like a child, a child that does not understand.
A spoiled child.
And I think it's a extremely deep point because what makes us tense and heavy is that we fight with Maya instead of understanding that Maya does not understand. So it's a poor little child. And in fact, every thought we have is a child of the mind. The mind is the father and the mother. So
How many of you fight with Maya? But then it's also the sanskar of fighting, no? When there is sanskar to fight, actually all the conflicts are inner and then they come out in some form or other. So instead of saying that my sanskar is always to argue, always to defend, and be very, very stubborn. So these are sanskars. So whenever there is any kind of situation, one look at your own sanskars and change them. I think then there won't be fight, but rather you will ascend without stopping to break the stones. Baba says some children, they want to break the mountain. You can't do it, but you can pass from there. So I think we have to be not like Maya, a spoiled child or careless or whatever.
In fact, if we fight with Maya, we are beating ourselves up. So one of the things that in today's Avyakt signal about being the essence of economy, the incarnation of economy, that was the expression. I don't know how many economists understand the word economy. It actually means looking after your house. Eko is house, oikos in Greek. And economy is to look after the house, to manage the house. And there are different houses: the mind, the body, the house where we live, the world that we live in. All of those are houses. So how can I really be useful and manage well my different houses?
Mm-hmm.
Starting with this one.
One of the skill which people generally teach, when we had big meetings, generally like here meeting is information, but when we have meeting like Dadi Prakashwani was coming, what program we want to have, right? So there is a professional sister who conducts the meetings. That's her job, like in Lokik world. So she taught us at that time that go wild as much you can with the ideas. And when you have all the ideas, one page on the board, second page on the board, say, now what we will do. Then you summarize, like we did with international theme for 90th. Lot of 2 pages of ideas.
14.
14 pages.
Yeah.
This should be the topic then. But what they gave me, just 2 topics. They wanted Baba to Thursday morning. And it's very easy now when you have 2 topics. So somewhere we should get used to, different thoughts, different ideas, different. But somewhere we take everything personal, personal in the sense because you give something else. So I take it as, oh, you always oppose me. I'm just saying what I feel. I'm not opposing you. So somewhere I think there has to be some kind of learning, training, disciplining the mind also. How to think and coexist with peace. Be together,
Yeah.
but coexist with economy, as you said. So I always say there should be some learning, and that useful stuff.
Can I say that the last time I was in this room, we were having our RC meeting. And this year we're celebrating 40 years of the RC group. So it's amazing to think like that. But the secret in that, if we could transport the way the RCs work together to the whole family, it would be fantastic, because there's all of what Bubba was saying about respecting each other's idea, and listening and being careful. We never have a vote, actually. There's no voting. It's just with Baba's help, we reach a consensus. And it's really the essence of what was being said today, to listen to each other's idea, to accept each other's idea, and to watch that grow into what is the right thing to do. So what is the right thing to do is what Baba and Rama want, and not what an individual wants. So can you comment on the feeling that we have in those meetings, Didi?
You know, when I was leaving for foreign countries, Didi Mohini said, you should keep aim so that all continents are together. So she used the word that Baba, Didi and Baba wants to see that they are like one hand, you know. Each finger is different in size and shape and everything. But when it's a hand, no, it's just one. So I kept that aim because that Didi told me. But you know, yeah, as you are true that we never argued in the meeting, never. Even we knew that each one of us, we are different. Gentleman's thinking is different, mine is different. But respect everyone's role, love everyone, plus set a good example, you know. 40 years we had been meeting, 40 years, and we never had. And then some of them, brother, sister, decided that these sisters, RCs, have so much to do. But their main aim is that they should give spiritual sustenance, and we will take care of a lot of administrative things. Like in our region, you know, I just choose what my region. We have brother Ken, we have brother Eric sitting here, we have Gayatri Ben and Judy. So they look at all what we have to, and they summarize it, and then they bring it to the whole RC group. RC means just say, like you have zone in charge. So RC is region. We call it region. So RC, regional coordinator. Dr. Nimla is gone, but we are 5 now. Chakradhari Ben is in India, even for Russia. So we are now 4. And I know that Vedanti Ben came to know that I will be staying longer in India. Jayanti Ben will stay longer in India. Didi Sudesh is in Gyan Sarovar. She said, what about me? So she said, okay, I will stay in Ahmedabad for long. And then, you know what I'm saying, that they are inspired that we can also help. Yagya, how can we? You know, it's very interesting. One thought I always have is, like we all know what is our limits and what we like also. So, but we try to give that person that, you know. When Dadi's cottage in Gyan Sarovar, we had to move from Panda Bhavan. So when I reached, Dr. Nimla was there. She said, this is room for you and this is for me. So I was in the front and she said, because you like to be with people. So you stay in front and I was kind of happy and surprised that how come she thinks first about me and then about her. You know, so somewhere you come out of your I and mine and think about the whole world.
Pele up.
Pele up, right? Mm.
You first.
So the feeling is that because it's like we are the roots of the world in a way. So we never had really, we are different, but no differences. We come to conclusions very nicely. About idea, then action plan. We have clearly this is what it is. And what your feelings are.
I think, I mean, that's what I was saying. If we could export that feeling that we have in the the RC group to the whole world, everything will be finished very quickly. It's like we try to be an example, but somehow the example is not visible enough, I think. So we have to, little by little, we are getting there, I think. But the feeling in the RC group, as Didi was saying, is one of such respect and love. And I think the main thing is the consciousness that Baba is behind things. In the days when daddies were participating in the meeting, Daddy G would always come and stay sometimes every day, and Daddy Jenki all the time, the whole time. And Daddy Gulzar would come in. And so the feeling, often there was a question, and it was great because we could ask Daddy Gulzar, next day, can you ask Baba about this? And then the next day, Daddy comes back with Baba's answers as if Baba was in the meeting. So I think the secret of good meetings is to understand that Baba is also sitting there.
Because when there is honesty and you are sincere, because what I find, I shouldn't say it, but they sit together, about 8, 10 of them. But when it comes to doing, everyone is doing, deciding what they want. So when we ask, but this was not decided in the meeting, they just do it. So I find somewhere that honesty, total honesty, whatever is decided in the meeting, we will do it. So I also feel a little bit when in the top meetings, we find that somebody just went and did what they want, other one did want. But what's the purpose of having meeting? No? Meeting, we decide something and we should stick to that, and we all do it. So that also creates unity and respect for each other, right? Yeah, it's a good idea Brother Ken is giving.
Recording in progress.
Export the know-how of the meetings.
Okay, that's good.